So, back into it. So now, this is, if you're just now tuning in, this is WRGG 93.7 with Warrior Empowerment Art, Mr. Too Easy right here. So I talk about my experience before, during, and after the military. 16 years Army, many deployable places, 4 deployments to the combat zone, and other deployments in a non-combat zone and humanitarian places. So it's pretty awesome. So no regrets. Always have learning experiences. So I was just talking about, what I've learned in the military, in the Army, and how it either helped me in the real world, in my family life, day to day, and it's been pretty good. It's ups and downs and everything, no matter where you work at. Just been ups and downs. But once you get the proper help and have a good support system, it gets a little bit easier. So definitely, it takes time. It really does. It's just one of them things. It's like going to college, like going to school, like going to high school. Every now and again you're like, oh man, do I got to get up and get on that bus today? Oh man, I don't feel like it. Oh, do I got to do this homework when I get home? Oh man, I don't feel like it. But at the end of the day, it has to be done. Do what has to be done. You grin and bear it, and you buckle down, and you get it. You get it done. So definitely, hats off to everyone out there. Everyone is still fighting the fight during this pandemic. All the truckers, of course. Everybody that's part of keeping us going. I can't name every single person, every single entity, but you guys know who you are. Every single person out there, that's still out here helping and fighting the fight of doing this and getting, the proper things to people and to family members and to total strangers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And keep up the great work. And for those who's inside and, get a little cabin fever, hopefully you can come out a little bit, get some of this sunshine, because it's pretty sunny today, like 75 degrees, pretty good. So, it's not too bad. So just, even if you just sit on the front porch, get a little breeze, and sit on the back porch or just mow the lawn. Either way, it's pretty good. So I know fishing season is open. I've been out a few times, me and the son, and we didn't catch anything, but hey, it was wonderful just getting out the house, just going up on the water and just throwing that rod out there, hoping to catch something on there. But it was fine, enjoyed about 5 hours of fishing. It's not bad at all, just being out there in the wilderness, or as they say, being in God's country, right there. Boy, just open country. So loving it, loving it, loving it. So so I was talking about personal accountability, and then aggression turns into how I use aggression offensively. So it's everything that I've learned in the military. It has worked out pretty good in what I call the real world or civilian world. Sometimes things don't go as well as we plan, because in my opinion, this is just me speaking from my opinion, the places I've worked after getting out the service and after not being affiliated with either the government or a government contractor, because usually DA civilian and government contractors in the military goes hand in hand, because everyone is all under the government umbrella. They all go by the same rules, and then 9 times out of 10, most of the people that's in the government, most of them came prior service. Most people that's in government contracting are prior service or government, so it's all the same, so to speak. So everyone speaks the same language. But then, working for a regular, and I say regular because it was a small municipality in the state of Maryland, not in Pennsylvania, the state of Maryland. And it was just totally different, Everyone was out for self, and there was no kind of team cohesionness, which was weird to me, because everything I'd done in life was based on doing teamwork. So it was it was a little strange, but I got through it. But when you deal with people, integrity and honor, it's just not the same sometimes. But I'm so thankful for being in Pennsylvania, so thankful for being in Franklin County, so thankful for being around people that's like-minded, even if they weren't prior service. I can truly say in the surrounding areas I go to in Pennsylvania, everyone is very friendly, everyone is family friendly, and everyone's not out for self. I can truly say, even walking down the street before COVID-19, people say, how you doing? People are, you okay? Oh, okay. Or my neighbor knock on the door, hey, I got an extra turkey. You the only one that needs this turkey for Thanksgiving? You know, that's a lot. That means a lot. And they're not even part of service. So, I love the surrounding I'm in. I wouldn't give it up for the world. Wouldn't change anything. So, and that I've been in Green Castle. People do that. You know, been in Marion. People do that. Been in Shippensburg, Fayetteville, all that stuff. So, I love the surrounding areas. I love Pennsylvania. Not that I don't love Maryland, but hey, it's a different type of people in certain areas, and I just gravitate more towards the friends and family I have in the surrounding counties in the state of Pennsylvania. It's just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I can't say that enough. But it helps me. The military also helped me be a better judge and character when I deal with people. It's kind of hard to describe without being like I don't know, not really cruel, but it's just you have to read people, so to speak. Read their demeanor, read their facial expressions, and kind of forecast, so to speak, not really their thinking, but their motives. But it's when you do it in the service, it's totally different than when you do it on the civilian side. But in the service, you're always on the offensive. Always. It's just the way I was. Always on the offensive. I'm on defense sometimes, but I like to be kind of in control, so to speak. And you meet some people, and don't get me wrong, every person I met was great, but in the bigger scheme of things, it's just you have to make sure you have to be prepared for every single type of scenario, and that can get tiresome, that can get nerve-wracking. And then of course, when you make a decision in the military, it's not just your life, it's your battle buddy's life, it's your unit, it's your battalion, it's your company, it's everything. So so how it helped me in the civilian world was very easy, because then I put that into, it's my family. Okay, just not my immediate family, my extended family. Then it's my friends, it's my household, it's my city, it's my state, So that kind of mentality kind of came over into when I got out, and it seems silly, but it actually helped out pretty well. And it gets me motivated when I do things for me when I do things that's I think for the greater good for something. So like I did a fashion show, at Scotland Community Center a couple of years ago. People said, oh, they don't do fashion shows around here. It's just not what type of people want to see. But it was a great turnout. It's like 200 people. It was wonderful. People loved it. When is the next show? When is the next show? And it's like, as long as something positive, I'm convicted to it. I'm committed to it. Boom. And me and the wife did the footwork. We did everything. We had a lot of help from inside the community. Downtown Chambersburg helped out a whole lot. The businesses helped out wonderfully. And this was our first year doing it. And, I didn't ask for much. Just, hey, $5, $10 is all we need. We're going to make it happen regardless. And it was wonderful. Everyone, got together. And it was just a good thing to see people see this thing come to pass. And then it was like, wow. And, you get some naysayers and you get some people like, how did you pull this off? And it's like, well, I was committed. My wife was committed. We passed out flyers. We got, models. We did everything we could do. We had a nice shop, Secondhand Sally's, that actually donated all the clothing and the shoes, the purses, everything for the models, and it was great, And she, the family, she didn't have to do that, but she was committed to the cause, helping out veterans, and it was wonderful. And it was just simple, just asking different consignment shops, hey, these are our size models, the models will wear the clothes, we'll announce, your place, and encourage people to come out there, buy stuff. And the funny thing is, most of the models were in Franklin County, and of course I've seen Secondhand Sally's every day because it's on Lincoln Way. So some of these people had no idea was there, and end up purchasing more clothes after the fashion show was over. And it was like that was the main purpose, but it was just like they were like, I didn't know this place was here. Like, wow. And Secondhand Sally's is a wonderful, wonderful facility. So if you don't know about it, it's Secondhand Sally right on Lincoln Way beside the what's that beside? Is that the Copper Kettle? I think it's the Copper Kettle and the McDonald's, right there. And it's one. Well, of course she's. I don't think she's open now due to COVID-19. But once we open up, bam. But she has a Facebook page. Just put in Secondhand Sally. It's a lot of pictures in there. So I'm sure if you see a picture, be like, hey, I like that blue dress, and just message her, and she can probably take a little live video of the blue dress or something, whatever. But that was great, and it's just wonderful how the community comes together, and the community is still coming together now during this pandemic, which is great. And it's just like, to me, it's just like being in the military, because everyone is coming together. The neighbors call me up, hey, you guys need anything? Because we're about to go to the store, and I'm like, no, we just got our stuff. Or I ask my neighbor, hey, I got some extra meat from the store, some beef or some chicken. You guys want to bring it over? I'll give it to my neighbor, whatever. And it's great. It's wonderful, and it's just great to see people being this way during a crisis situation, and I don't know how people are in other places, but I can only speak for in my surrounding areas. And people are very nice. People are very cordial. I haven't seen no really ruckus or anything. So it's just a wonderful thing. It's one team, one fight. We're all in it together. We're in it to win it. So it's pretty good. And I love it. Like I say, it's like McDonald's. I'm loving it. Ba 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 ba. So I'm sorry, I just had to do that. It's just funny. So, but other than that, it's been pretty cool, no complaints. But soon as this is over, me and the family, we're definitely taking a week vacation somewhere. I don't care if I have to drive 12 hours. I just want to see the country road, just drive. So it's going to be wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And for those who are out there just listening, you know what? This too shall pass. Stay in great spirits, use some mindfulness. Do yoga, walk outside, walk around the house, walk inside, walk up and down flight of steps or something, And I used to go to the gym twice a day, and I haven't, since the COVID-19, I've been to the gym. I maybe walked twice since this whole thing in 2 months. So I know I gained a lot of weight. So I need to start walking again. Maybe I should walk on from here. I am not walking from Greencastle to Chambersburg. That will not happen. But it's just funny. But no, definitely everyone be in good spirits, because only great things can come out of this. At the end of the day, I see the great things right now, that people are being very, very neighborly. People are making sure your neighbor's okay. And that's great. I'm so happy. At least where I'm living at, it's wonderful. Hopefully it's the same thing happening for you guys. Just people just saying, hey, Bob, how you doing? You need anything? I'm going to Walmart, or I'm going to Giant, I'm going to Wise. Yeah, pick me up some toilet paper, pick me up some bread or something. Boom, and they do it. It's just great. So I know I've been barbecuing every time there's good weather. I think I barbecued one time, it was raining, but hey, I didn't worry about it because the grill was so hot. I don't think the raindrops even hit me. But just in the yard, just barbecuing some chicken, barbecuing a steak or two, just to get out the house, But it's great, it's wonderful. But people, please keep your spirits up, and and keep the questions coming in, because I don't mind answering these questions. It's great. It gives me something to talk about, and it answers the questions you guys may have. Because sometimes these questions, I know early on, the question that was coming in was because someone had a veteran or a battle buddy in their life, and they just wanted to, just wanted some clarity. And I do give it from my point of view. Now, I don't speak for all veterans. I'm not a clinician. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. But I can just tell you what helped me and what worked for me. And hopefully the signs that I've had, at least you can recognize and say, okay, yep, my loved one is doing something like that. Okay, yep, he or she is doing something like, oh, that's why they do that. Okay, that's why they don't want to go to Walmart. Okay, that's why they want to stay in the room. Okay, no problem. So, and that's why I do this, to spread awareness with PTSD, combat PTSD, TBI, survivor's guilt, anxiety. What was it? One thing I suffer from is the intrusive thoughts. Now that is something that I'm still working to get through. And if you don't know what a intrusive thought is, I'll give a little background on intrusive thought. So intrusive thought is basically, say I'm watching TV, okay? Because I was watching the new Rambo a couple weeks ago. I think it was called The Last First Blood or something like that. The Last Blood, the Rambo. So Of course, movies like that I shouldn't be watching. I'm just saying, but I did, and so one of the parts in there gave me a flashback, which made an intrusive thought come in my head. So basically, intrusive thought is a thought that's like, you know what? I think I can run through this wall. I'm really not going to run through the wall. It's an intrusive thought because you're not going to follow through with it. So, but when I watch movies like that, I get more intrusive thoughts because it's giving me flashbacks of stuff I did while I was in combat. Now, of course, I'm smart enough to know I shouldn't be watching it, but at the end of the day, it's like, I heard this movie is so good, I'm going to watch it. So sometimes, when I'm being very hard headed, then I would do something I'm not supposed to do. But it only lasted about a week, which is it's still 5 days, but still. But I got through it, and to me, like a parent, my grandmother used to always say, "Hope it was worth it." Well, at the end of the day, it was pretty worth it because that was a great movie, and I gotta say I loved it. So, but the side effect from it was I got more intrusive thoughts, and which wasn't bad because they're just thoughts. Who's really? Well, I'm not gonna say who. I'm really not gonna run through a wall. Okay, I've done it already years ago, when a buddy of mine was tearing down an old garage, and we took the drywall off of one side, the siding off the other side. So we already knew it was on the other side, so I just ran through and it was drywall on the other side. So, but that was my younger, dumber days. Do not try that. Do not do that. Okay. But just things like that, intrusive thoughts like that, just comes through every now and again, So, but it's to each his own. But sometimes that comes through. A truth thought come through if I'm watching Bar Rescue, you know, because I hung out at bars. When I was on active duty, we went to the Class 6. So I can get a intrusive thought watching Bar Rescue. So it just comes and goes through anything. But usually when I watch movies that has to do with military or combat, sometimes it gives me the flashbacks and the intrusive thoughts come in. But it's very minimal because I recognize it, then I use my coping skills, and I kind of just, ride it out. So it's not too bad. So I see my time is coming close to an end, and I just like to leave a little bit early because, this is a COVID-19 free station. And as I always say, as I said last week, we've been wiping down stuff way before there was COVID.